Hello, it is voiceover Katie because I don't know how to vlog anymore and I never actually introduced myself in this video. So hi, I'm Katie. I'm a grad student at Parsons School of Design who just started my last semester and am going to be finishing up my thesis and submitting it and then graduating. So welcome to a new episode of my thesis diaries. And this is the room that I get to host the graduate student writing group in. I am beyond thrilled. This room does belong to the department that my program is under, but it's not really utilized all that much aside from faculty members printing stuff out. So I asked the head of my department if I could use it and she said yes, and it feels just feels good. It feels special to have a space that's just for us and for our community and where we can work together in like an academic setting but also have the chance to talk, because we usually just work in the library and you have to be quiet in the library. So I'm really excited to be here, but I'm going to clean up a little bit before the rest of the folks get here, and yeah. We have someone's master's thesis in here. Digital research methods in fashion and textile studies, because we live in a digital world, or we live in a day and age where digital stuff is very important to our world. This is also a really cool book for doing fashion research, and the order of form inside has the name of an academic I really respect. This is a very cool moment for me. I think I'll leave that there. And now we wait for people to show up. Skirt slash petticoat that I worked on for many hours in one day and I haven't touched in like 2 weeks. I've also been playing Baldur's Gate, I've been reading, I've been unraveling something that I knitted so that I could crochet something different. We're in one of those phases. But that's not the point of this. I wanted to sit down and chat because I haven't had the time really to, I have had the time, who am I kidding? I haven't had the will to sit down and talk to you about my thesis, or even really just to say hi to the camera. I don't know about you guys, but like the last couple of weeks for me have just felt weird. I don't know if it's like the full moon thing that was going on. I don't know if it's because it's gray and dreary all the time and I am a California girly born and raised, so my body is not built for this weather. But I am just like tired, a little bit lethargic. I don't have very much energy. I have like little to no motivation. It's just, like it's that. Do you know what I mean? And it could also very well possibly be like academic burnout as well, even though we're only in week 2 of the semester. Oh my god, are we only in week 2? It could also be that it takes me a couple of weeks to adjust to a new semester and that my schedule is whack. Like I don't know what it is, but actually, I guess saying it out loud, it's probably a combination of all of those things. So you put 2 and 2 together and you get this. I'm just really tired all of the time and a little just like brain fog's not the right word, but definitely just a little like, I don't want to. What's the point? We should be resting. It's winter. We should be resting, sleeping, eating food around a fire and telling stories, not writing a thesis and doing research. But speaking of, I did submit my thesis on Monday. I have to submit it, but I don't feel good about it. I submitted it and my advisor doesn't usually get back to me this fast, but she emailed me back immediately. Is it really that bad? This is the 2/3 submission, and theoretically the way the program works is that we should submit chapter 1 on my first submission, then we submit chapter 2, then we submit chapter 3, and we're done. And each one being about 20 pages to result in a 60-page thesis. I have not done that. I don't think anyone but maybe one of my classmates that I know of at least has done that. I currently have like a half-formed introduction that's like lacking an entire section and whose literature review isn't complete, and I have to go back and redo because where my thesis is heading is not the direction I started with. I have a second chapter that again is not completed, and I now need to go back and restructure it into 2 separate chapters because of the way that I am reorganizing my thesis. And then I have a third half-formed chapter that I'm actually not making a chapter anymore, and I'm going to take it and stick it into the theoretical orientation part of my introduction. So what I submitted on Monday was a thesis with all of those problems still, though, like the no longer relevant introduction and the half-formed chapters that I have. So I'm also not feeling very confident about that. I am not feeling great about it. The thing is, like, I've probably talked about this before, but like me and writing have a contentious relationship. Like if you are a writer or a researcher, academic, whatever, I understand that a lot of us feel the same way, that like writing is almost like a torturous process. But we have things to say, so we have to write. And for me, it's like very visceral, it's very embodied. Like I sit down to write and I just like feel the like resistance build up in my body to the point that like I just have to throw a temper tantrum. Like if you go back and watch some of my other videos, you've seen me like pacing in between writing because it's like I will literally sit there and go, I don't want to do this, and complain and throw my hands and whine, and it's like such a I'm spilling tea on myself. It's just such an uncomfortable process that doing it is not fun. And I am losing the plot of what I was originally going to say, so we're stopping there and we're moving to something else. I think that my writing is pretty good, right? Like I can say with confidence that I like the way that I write. I think that my sentence structures and word choices and all that kind of stuff is good. The structure of my writing, however, always, I don't want to say suffers, but it is definitely a process of like letting the neurodivergent like thought dump at tangentials and jumping from thing to thing and like laying that out on paper and then taking it apart and putting it back together in a way that makes sense. And I'm so thankful, and I need to tell you how important it is to speak to your classmates, to your cohort, because it has only ever been with their help that I have been able to figure out how the structure of a piece of writing should go together. So on Monday when I submitted my thesis, I did not feel good in the slightest. Like I sent that email, and when my advisor responded, I responded with another email with like a list of caveats of things that I know need to be changed, because I just couldn't think about it. Like I filled up my day with other stuff because I just couldn't think about it. So I went and I taught, and then I went and I had an archive visit. I had to put it aside. That left me feeling not very confident. I still feel weird from like last week in the semester being so different. So I just haven't really like been super chatty this week. And even today, it's nearing 1 o'clock. I have class at 4, and all I've really done is like take a shower and do some reading. Like it's very, I don't want to say I'm struggling to figure out how to organize my time and my schedule right now, but the thing that I think I'm actually struggling with is feeling okay with my schedule being this quiet, because that has never happened before. My schedule has always been go, 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 because I have not ever had another option. So to just have this time and space to like think, write, do a little bit of reading is just weird. And I think that that's what is so unsettling right now. Today I have my one elective class that I have to take in the afternoon, so I'm going to move over to my desk, go back over my readings, take some notes, and prep to go into the city. Thank you guys for being with me so far. I did not expect writing a master's thesis to be so emotional. Before I get like started, I wanted to show you what I'm reading and how I use Notion real quick to like organize everything. So first I'm reading for a class called Take Back the Museum, and I'm reading about an installation at the Maryland Historical Society called Mining the Museum. And up here we have a sync between Zotero and Notion. So I take all of my notes for my readings in here. I used to take my reading notes in like the weekly lecture notes part of my little academic system here, but the more I get into my education, the more that I find myself like cross-referencing things, most like literature, and I don't want to have to go into like week 1 and week 3 in order to look at my notes for a particular reading, so I keep them all instead just under the entry for this piece of literature in my database now. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think it does. To reading. Good morning. The dilemma of today is that I'm trying to style a skirt that I've had for many years and have not once been able to figure out how to style it. It's infuriating because it is a beautiful, beautiful skirt, but I just can't seem to make it work. And I will be the first to acknowledge that part of it is because it is a very straight, and I am used to having some kind of curve definition going on, and if I am wearing like boxy baggy clothing, it's within the comfort of my own home. I don't like really go out without wearing something that shows off my waistline essentially. So I think part of it is that I am simply uncomfortable in this silhouette, but I would like to be comfortable in it because I would like to have a little bit more versatility in my silhouette style. But let me show you the skirt real quick, and then I asked people on Instagram for suggestions on how to style it, so we're gonna give those a try. First off, we have the skirt, which is this incredible velvet number with these really unique motifs on it. It has a slit up the side. So clearly she is like the star of the show, and I thought this would work and it just doesn't quite. I think it's because this is a little top heavy. So we're gonna try some different suggestions and see if we can't make this work. The first suggestion was to try a chunky sweater to balance out the heaviness of the velvet, or to complement whatever. I surprisingly don't have a big chunky sweater. We're gonna try a like knitted turtleneck with like a lot of texture and see if that helps. Someone suggested also a gold belt. I have this little coin belt, so like that. And this really isn't what I should be doing. I should be spending my mornings before I teach working on my thesis, but my advisor has my thesis right now, so I'm leaving it until she gets back to me on it. Okay, I immediately scratched that. The next suggestion was to wear a top with the same color of the skirt and then a neutral blazer over that. The thing is, I have a lot of red tops, but this is the only one. Tripping on stuff. Oh my god. This is a bit of a disaster. The only one I could find that matched this tone is this one, but it's still just not quite right. I thought this one would work, but I feel like it's too dark. This one is like too bright and too pink. And this one suffers from the same problem as this one. Okay, oh my god, I don't have enough space in this house. So while I was trying on the blazer, I do like the blazer look, even though it gives me that like straight up and down vibe. But instead of the red top, I thought maybe this seamstress of Bloomsbury, which is like a vintage reproduction brand, because it purposefully stops at the waist to create like almost a little bit of a cropped effect. I don't love this top. I don't love the way it fits, really is what I should say. But I think that like delicate showcases the skirt, and this makes it a little bit more TA friendly. Is this it? Is this the outfit? Is this what we're going with today? I know I asked Instagram, but I'm making the executive decision that this is what I'm wearing today because I can't think about it anymore. I can't find my lipstick and now that somebody's playing music. It's fine. We're fine. Can you guys hear that? That music is so loud. I think it's safe to say that we're a tiny bit overwhelmed. For what reason? No reason at all. I don't even know what I was gonna say anymore. Like it's gone out of my head. I don't know what the point of turning on the camera was anymore because life is just happening at me today. I have to teach soon, so I need to get in the mode to leaving for campus, but I am not doing great with the whole like open schedule concept in my life. I have come to realize that I have consistently used the pressure of deadlines and anxiety to keep me on track with my life. In the mornings, I'm like, I have so much time, I can get ready at my pace, but then getting ready at my pace means filling up all of that time until I need to leave. I feel like I can't get started on anything in the morning because I have something in the afternoon. I have something in the afternoon Monday through Thursday, so I don't feel like I can like dig into anything because it requires so much effort to get into my focus zone, and pulling myself out of that focus zone is disruptive. It's upsetting. I don't like doing it. You know what? Instead of just sitting around and waiting for the time to happen when I need to be on campus, I'm just gonna go. Let's go. And that's all I have for you today, folks. I apologize for the slightly shorter than usual YouTube video. As you can probably tell from this footage, I was really overwhelmed, and looking back on it, I can 100% say that it was more about the transition into being back at school after having a long break, and also that my schedule was so different, and I'm also putting a lot of pressure on myself with the completion of a master's thesis, which I am trying not to do, but inevitably we want to be good at the things that we do. So that is where I am at the end of this video, and I will look forward to sharing more with you guys in the next couple of thesis episodes because we are really getting down to the end of my program here, and I can't wait to share that with you guys, to celebrate it with you. And with that, I will see you in the next video.